I'm using the recipe and photograph in Mike Valla's book, The Founding Flies, for this Rosborough black midge larva. I'm tying it on a number 14 down eye nymph hook. The recipe says 12 to 18. Using gray thread, I'm tying in a flue from a ostrich feather. I'm using the word flue because that's what Mike Valla calls it in the recipe. From a peacock we would call it a herl. On any other feather we would call it a barb. I just want a black tuft right there before the bend of the hook starts. I'll bring my thread back to tie that off. And a few wraps over the top of that. I don't need to wrap under it. I'll be wrapping over all of that with the rest of the body material. Next ingredient is grizzly hackle, and the hackle needs to be undersized for a 14 hook. So this is probably a hackle size 16, maybe even 18. I don't want the hackle to crowd the eye too much since it is sitting in the eye. Give it a crew cut. That gives the thread something to grab onto. Bring my thread back up out of the way, and just a couple of wraps of hackle. This short hackle is standing up pretty well, so not real concerned about the direction I tied that hackle in. Although I think I did tie it with the dull side up, or that's how it got tied in, and that's kind of more of a dry fly idea, although Rosborough did want this midge to fish just subsurface. He suggested that it was the closest thing to not floating. And then I'll bring my thread back right in front of that hackle, and I'm going to use some underfur from a muskrat pelt. Rosborough loved the natural fibers, but this fly could be tied with synthetic dubbing as well, as long as it's the color. Although he did tie this fly in a variety of colors: cream, red, tan. This one's called a black midge, although the body on it is gray. I suppose because it is the larva, or the larva for the black midge. And then it's got a reverse taper, or that is, it tapers towards the eye, contrary to the way we would tie most other bodies. I want just a little bit more up here by the eye, but a really skinny noodle there so that it doesn't get big on me. And then I'll do a 3-wrap whip finish because I'm going to put some head cement on it. Just push my scissors against the thread to cut it out. And it is a really buggy kind of little body. I'm going to put a drop of diluted goop on that head. And then, just to make sure that I can fish this fly, I'm going to pass a hackle feather through the eye to make sure that it is clean and tippet ready.